Hi, I'm Sue and welcome to this gentle yoga practice. This is a 1 hour session that's a full body stretch, and tonight we're going to be concentrating on mindful movement. So as we move, think about really understanding what your body is doing, the shape your body is making and the breathing that you're doing so that your mind doesn't wander. We'll start in easy seat, sitting on the mat, cross-legged. You might like to have a cushion under you to raise your hips. And as you get comfortable in your easy seat, just start to notice your breath. The air coming in and out of your nostrils. As you breathe in, notice how your abdomen, chest and shoulders expand. And as you breathe out, notice how your sit bones are anchored into your mat. You might like to put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your chest. And we'll take 3 community breaths. Inhale, and just notice your abdomen expanding, chest expanding, and your shoulders broad. And on the exhale, notice how they relax down. Inhale and expand, just lengthening that breath a little bit. And exhale, really breathing deeply. Breathing a long exhale, emptying the lungs out. Inhale, expanding through the abdomen, the chest and across the shoulders, filling up with fresh energy. And exhale, letting everything go. Just notice how you feel, starting to connect with your breath. If you close your eyes, you might like to keep your eyes closed. Have your hands next to you on the floor, palms up. Very slowly inhale and stretch your arms out to the side, really being mindful of how your arms are moving. Have them come up overhead, palms facing. And then hands together, exhale as you bring your hands to heart center. Inhale once more, stretching your arms out to the side. Nice and wide, up overhead. And then hands together, exhale, long exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up overhead. And this time, exhale and cactus your arms, upper arms parallel with the ground. Inhale and stretch your arms out, up above your head. And exhale, cactus your arms again. Inhale here, broad across the elbows. And then exhale, right elbow comes to the center line, like a book, a cover of a book. Inhale, right elbow goes out to the side. Exhale, left elbow comes into the center line. Inhale, elbow goes out to the side. Exhale, both elbows come in together, hands together. Inhale, stretching up. Hands above the head, and exhale, dropping your left hand on your right thigh, looking over your right shoulder as you twist to the right. Inhale, stretching up, stretch the crown of your head up towards the sky, and exhale, looking over your shoulder. Inhale, stretch your arms up and come back to center. And exhale, looking to the left, right hand to the outside of your left thigh, left hand drops behind you. Looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, and exhale, looking over your shoulder. Inhale as you come back to center, and exhale, raining your hands forward onto the mat. Inhale and walk your hands a little bit further forward, and then exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, looking at your navel, rounding through the back. Take a couple of breaths in this forward fold. Just notice where your body might be feeling tension and try and relax that area. Inhale, walk your hands in, and exhale as you come up to seating position. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up overhead. And exhale, drop your right hand to the mat, and lean over to the right. Left fingers point to the right. Looking forward. Just stretching through your left side body. Left sit bones firm on the floor. Expanding through your left lung. Inhale and come back up to center, hands above your head. And exhale, dropping your left hand to the mat and leaning to the left. Right fingers point to the left. Looking forward. Expanding through your right side body. Inhale, stretching up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Coming onto your hands and knees for tabletop. Putting your cushion to the side. Oops. Your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. Fingers splayed wide, thumbs pointing towards each other. Inhale and draw a line up with your nose. Looking forward and dropping your belly to the mat, towards the mat, hips to the sky for cow. And exhale, tuck your chin to chest for cat, rounding through the back. Inhale for cow, hips go up to the sky and broad across the collarbones. And exhale, pushing the earth away from you, tucking in the tail. One more time, inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Come to neutral spine and just bump your hips to the left and look towards your left hips, feeling the stretch in your right side. Come back to center, neutral spine, bump your hips to the right and look at your hips, feeling that stretch in the left side body. And come back to neutral spine. Just spend a moment here, making sure that you're active through the core, so your navel is tracking inwards, crown is stretching long forwards, and your tailbone back. Inhale here, and on your exhale, tuck your toes and raise your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, press into your fingertips, especially your little finger and your thumbs, and the eyes of your elbows shine forward to broaden across the chest, shoulders away from the ears. You might like to walk your dog, so bend one knee in and then the other,
And then come to rest in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left heel descends towards the mat, right heel up to the sky, straight leg, right toes pointing to the ground for three-legged dog. Exhale and round your back, right knee to nose. Inhale, right heel up to the sky. And exhale, bring your right foot in between your hands. You might like to step it through or move your hand to make sure there's space. So your right leg is in the square, your knee is above your right ankle, and your left leg is straight, toes are tucked, and your left thigh is active, looking forward in low runner's lunge. It's a tongue twister, low runner's lunge. Take a couple of breaths here. And then release your left knee to the ground. And slide your right leg forward. Right heel slides forward for half splits. So your right toes are pointing up to the sky. Your right hip is tracking back. And you're flat in your back. Chest shines forward. You're looking forward. You might have to dome your hands or have a block or books under your hands if the floor's too far away. Inhale and bring your right leg back in between your hands. Right leg is in the square. Tuck your left toes in and straighten your left leg so you're back in low runner's lunge. Take your weight in your left hand and very mindfully roll your right hand along your right leg, past your right shoulder, and then point it up to the sky for a twist in low runner's lunge. Looking up to the sky or straight out to the right. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale, return your right hand to the ground. Inhale here and exhale, pushing back, downward facing dog. Left side now. Inhale, left heel up to the sky. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, left heel up to the sky, three-legged dog on the left side. And exhale, bring your left foot in between your hands. Step it through or move your hands if that's what makes it work. Keeping your right thigh active, right heel pointing back. Your left leg is in a square. Take a couple of breaths, just looking forward here. Lovely stretch through the groin, through the hamstrings, thighs. Inhale and then exhale, lowering your right knee to the ground and slide your left heel forward for half splits on the left side. Left hip tracks back, left toes pointing towards your shin. Nice and broad through the shoulders. Really feeling that through your hamstring, left buttock. Inhale and bring your left foot back in between your hands. Left leg is in a square. Tuck in your right toes, active in the right leg, straight right leg for low runner's lunge. Take your weight in your right hand and very mindfully move your left hand up your leg, past your shoulder, and then pointing up to the ceiling, looking either to the left or up at your hand. Active through the back leg. Inhale, stretch your arm up, and exhale, bring that hand back down to the ground. Inhale here, and then push back into downward facing dog. Good work. Walk your feet in towards your hands and have your opposite hands on elbows and sway from side to side for ragdoll, releasing through the lower back. Nod and shake your head to release your neck. And then allow your arms and shoulders to go completely floppy. And on your next inhale, roll your back up, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you are in mountain pose. Putting your mind into your back, how it's unrolling, unfurling like a fern in a rainforest. And just stand in mountain pose for a moment, anchoring through the four corners of your feet, base of the little toe, big toe, and corners of your heels. Tailbone tracks towards the ground, navel tucks in, broad across the collarbones, and the palms shine forward. Tuck in your chin slightly and imagine there's a golden thread from the top of your crown up to the sky, just creating space in your spine, allowing you to be a little taller as you stand here, firm in your foundations and stretching up to the heavens. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up overhead, palms facing. And exhale, descend your hips back into chair pose. So your knees are tracking towards your ankles, back rather than forward, as though you're about to sit on a chair. Active through the hands. Inhale and come back up, standing. Hands still above the head. Beautiful. Standing here for a moment. Just find a point of balance, a point of focus in front of you. And as you look at that point of focus, inhale and come onto tiptoes. Exhale and come into chair pose, still on tiptoes. So descending the heels, the hips back, keeping your heels off the mat. Stay here for a moment on tiptoes. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale, hands to heart center and heels down to the mat. Well done. Sun salutation A. Standing in mountain pose. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up overhead. Exhale and rain your hands down, bending from the hips, flat back as you come all the way down for forward fold. You may like to have a bend in your knees, whatever is comfortable for you. Inhale for flat back, halfway lift. And exhale for forward fold. Plant your hands either side of your feet and step back into dog pose. Track your chest and forehead towards the mat in dog pose. Inhale here and exhale, bring your knees down to the mat and come into supported plank. So shoulders are over your wrists. Toes are pointing back and you're looking just in front of your mat on the floor. Active through the core and pushing up through your shoulders. Inhale. Inhale here, and on your exhale, tuck your elbows towards your ribs and lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Have your hands under your shoulders, feet press into the tops of your feet. Inhale and come up the baby cobra. Elbows tucked into the ribs. And exhale, relaxing down. Inhale, push up into tabletop, tuck in your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, walk your hands towards your flat feet. And just sway from side to side before coming still. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands out to the side and up over your head, and hands together as you exhale to heart center. Coming to the front of your mat. Sun salutation B with standing poses. So again, we start in mountain pose. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up overhead. Exhale, bending from the hips, come in for forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift, torso's parallel with the floor, and exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands either side of your feet, and exhale and step back into dog pose. Inhale and bring your knees to the mat for supported plank. Shoulders over your wrists. Strong through your wrists up to your shoulders, pressing into the ground, pressing into your fingertips. And exhale, elbows into the ribs as you lower down to the mat. Pressing into the tops of your feet so that your knees are off the mat. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale into baby cobra. Shine your heart space forward here. Take a couple of breaths in baby cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, coming down. Inhale, pressing through your hands up into tabletop. Tuck your toes and exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale, bring your right foot in between your hands. We're going to do a high crescent lunge today, so you might like to have your feet on parallel beams as opposed to one balance beam. So in other words, have your right foot a little further out from the center line. Have both toes pointing forward. Inhale and hover over your right leg. Right leg is in a square, hands behind you pointing backwards. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, sweep your hands forward and up overhead for high crescent lunge. So remember to have a wide base for your feet if you're feeling wobbly. Hips are parallel with the front of the mat. And hands are above your head, palms facing. Tuck in your navel. Long in your tailbone. Take your tailbone long, and you feel a stretch in your left inner groin. Inhale, stretch your hands up, and exhale, put your left hand forward, right hand back, parallel with the floor, for a twist. Looking to the right. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Bring your left foot flat on the floor at 60 degrees. And straighten your right leg. Inhale, look up at the ceiling, arching the back. And exhale, coming forward over the right leg, sliding your hands down to your thighs, or perhaps just past your knee, just don't rest them on your knee. For a modified pyramid pose. So your hips are still square with the front of the mat. Your right toes are pointing forward, your left toes are at 60 degrees. Inhale here. And exhale, just lower your torso a little bit further towards your right leg. Place your right hand on your right shin. Inhale, stretching your spine long. Exhale, look to the left. And then as we did with our hand before, take your left hand and move it across your right arm, up towards your left shoulder, and then point it up to the sky. And then just take the weight off your right shin, hover your body. Might still have your hand on your shin, but perhaps not much weight on it. Stretching up through the left hand, triangle pose. Exhale, bring your left hand back down to your right shin. Bend your right knee. Plant both hands on the floor, framing your right foot. Have your left toes point forward. Inhale and exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Just take a couple of breaths in downward facing dog. You might like to bend in both your knees to relax your hamstrings a little. And then straighten your legs again. Inhale and raise your left heel up to the sky, toes pointing down for three-legged dog on the left side. Exhale, bring your left foot in between your hands. Have your left leg in a square. Wonderful. Remember, we're going to be on parallel beams again, so just move your left foot out to the side just slightly. Your right toes are still pointing forward. Inhale, hover, and your left leg is in a square. Inhale, hover your torso over your left leg. Hands pointing backwards by your hips. And exhale here. Inhale and come up into high crescent lunge on the left side. So your back leg is straight, your front leg is in a square. Hands are facing each other above your head, and your hips are straight onto the mat. Inhale and stretch up. Exhale, look to the left, right hand goes to the the front of your mat, sorry. Left hand goes to the back of your mat. Wonderful. Inhale and come back to center, looking forward. And exhale, bring your hands down to your hips. Bring your right foot onto the mat, flat onto the mat, pointing at 60 degrees. Your left toes are still pointing forward. And your hips are pointing to the front of the mat. Inhale and arch your back, looking up at the ceiling. Exhale, bending from the hips. Track your torso over your left leg so it's almost parallel with the mat. And then slide your hands down to your thighs, or you might be able to get them down to your shins for modified pyramid pose. So stretching long through the spine. pressing into your right heel, edge of your right foot, the outside edge of your right foot, to stretch your spine further forward. And then looking to the right, slowly take your right hand and move it up your left arm, across your torso, past your right shoulder, and then have it point up to the sky. Just moving mindfully. Modified triangle pose. Take the weight off your left hand. You still have your left hand on your left shin. And just stretching forward from the right hip all the way through to the crown of your head. Triangle pose. Inhale, stretch your arm up, and exhale, slowly bring it back down to your shin. Bring your left leg in a square. Allow your hands to frame your left foot. Point your right toes forward. Pressing into both hands, inhale. And on the exhale, push back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale and come onto your knees. Exhale as you come over your wrists into supported plank. Inhale here, and then exhale, elbows into the ribs, you lower down to the mat, all the way down. Hands underneath the shoulders, pressing through the tops of the feet. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale, pushing up into tabletop, tuck your toes in, and exhale, hips high for downward facing dog. Notice how you can get your heels a little closer to the ground now, to your mat. Your chest a little closer to the mat. Take a couple of deep breaths in your downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. Inhale, and on your exhale, walk your hands towards your feet. For forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale for forward fold. Inhale and come all the way up, hands wide, hands above the head. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good work, that was quite a tricky combination. Get to have a bit of a break now. So coming onto the mat, knees wide as the mat, big toes touching, hands out to the width of your shoulders and stretching them forward until your forehead touches the ground for child's pose. Just resting here and noticing how your body feels. Breathing into your back body. And while we're here, let's rock the forehead from side to side, massaging the third eye and letting go of anything that has or hasn't happened today, this week, this month, or even this year. Take a deep breath in here, expanding through the back body, through the chest, and then open your mouth and sigh out your breath. Nice long sigh. Letting go of everything that no longer serves you. Inhale and slide forward onto your stomach with your elbows under your shoulders. Feet straight out behind you, hands spread flat on the floor. Shoulders roll back down your body away from the ears, and your crown is stretching up towards the sky as you look forward in sphinx pose. And as you breathe here, just notice the expansion in your chest, across your shoulders, your collarbones. And notice how your hips sink into the earth as you exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, feel that connection with your mat. Okay, lowering your head to the ground. Stretch out your arms in front of you. Wiggle back here for locust variations. So your forehead is on the mat. We'll start with our arms. Inhale and raise your right arm above your head, above the ground. Just keep it there for 2 breaths. And then release it back to the ground. So we'll go with the left side now. As you're stretching, stretch your fingers forward. So inhale, left arm raises, hovers off the mat. Stretch your fingers forward. Feel that stretch through your side body. And on your next exhale, release your left hand down. Right leg now, still having your forehead on the ground. Inhale and raise your right leg into the air. Keep both hips on the mat so it doesn't come up very far. Stretch your right leg back. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Really good exercise this for the upper and the lower back. Strengthening your back. Keep stretching your leg out. And on your next exhale, lower your right leg to the ground. Left leg now. Inhale, raise your left leg. Keep your hips connected to the ground. Stretching your left leg back. Stretching, stretching. And on your next exhale, lower it gently down to the mat. Now we'll alternate. So first of all, we're going to go left hand and right leg. So inhale, raise your left hand and your right leg. So diagonal stretch through the body. Breathing deeply. And on your next exhale, release your left hand, right foot. Opposite side now. Inhale, raising your right arm, stretching your right arm up, left leg, stretching your left foot long. Feeling that diagonal stretch through your body. And And on your next exhale, slowly lower your hand and foot to the floor. This time we'll do both arms. Inhale and raise both arms and your head off the mat. Looking forward, just a little further forward than your mat. Raising and stretching. And on the next exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Feel the warmth that you're creating in your body doing this. Both legs this time. Keep your head down. Inhale, both feet raise, legs raise, pressing into the mat with your hips, your pubic bone, stretching your legs back. Concentrating on your breathing. And exhale, lowering your feet to the ground. Wonderful. Now coming onto your right side. Rolling onto your right side, have your right arm as a pillow and your left hand in front of your chest to balance you. So you're balancing on your right hip, your right shoulder and elbow, and your right knee and foot. We'll do 3 leg raises here, just the left leg coming off the mat. Inhale and raise your leg off the mat for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Inhale, raise the leg again for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, lower your leg. So you can keep your right foot flexed to give you a little bit more stability if that helps. I think we've got 2 more on this side. So inhale, raising your left leg. 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, bring it back down. And last one. Inhale and raise your left leg, stretching through your leg. 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, lowering it down. Wonderful. Now staying as you are with your arm, your head, your shoulders and your hips, bend both knees so that they're up close to your chest. Just lower than your hips. Knees stacked on top of each other, feet stacked on top of each other. This is clamshell. So our legs are going to be like a clamshell, opening and closing. So we're actually going to be working our hip and our glutes and our thighs here. So we're going to go 5 on each side. So 5 on this side, opening and closing. So the left knee goes up to the sky, but we're staying on our side. We're not rolling over, so we don't go all the way up to the sky. That's 1, and lower it down with control. Inhale and raise it, and lower it down. 2, inhale and raise. 3, 2 more. Inhale and raise. Left knee upwards, and relax. That's 1, and the last one. Inhale and raise, and relax your left knee down. Now we're going to come on to our left side. So swapping right over. Starting with the left. So we're on our left side. We've got our arm making a pillow for our head. Our right hand is on the floor to create balance, and we're balancing on our left arm, shoulder, hip, and our legs are straight. Feet are flexed. So leg raises on this side. We're going to do 4. So inhale, raising the right foot up, strong in the right leg for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. That was 4, now 3, raising the leg up for 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing it down. 2 more. Inhale and raise your right leg up for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. And last one on this side. Inhale, raising the right leg up, stretching through the leg, flexing your foot in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Wonderful. Now bending in both knees so that your knees are just under the line of your hips, keeping your toes together, your feet together, feet stacked on top of each other, knees stacked on top of each other, not rolling over. We're going to open our right knee up towards the sky like a clamshell 5 times. Inhale and open up your right knee towards the ceiling and relax it down. Exhale. Inhale as you raise your right knee and exhale. That was 4. Inhale, raising up your right knee and exhale. 3. Inhale, raising up that knee and exhale for 2. Inhale, raising up your right knee and exhale for 1. Inhale, raising up your right knee and exhale. All done. All done. Coming onto your back and stretching out long. We're going to do a couple of banana stretches here before we start to cool down completely. So stretch your arms above your head, stretch your legs long, and really start to do some hip hitches here. So stretch your right leg long and your right arm long, and just see how your left side contracts in slightly. And then stretch your left leg long, left arm long, and just allow your right side to contract in, hip hitching. Stretching right, stretching left. Stretching your right side, stretching left. And then just even up and stretch both your arms and your legs. And then bend yourself over to the right side. Your legs go to the right of centre, your arms go to the right of centre, a little bit like you're a banana stretch. Stretching both arms and legs over to the right. Inhale, come back to centre, and exhale, stretching to the left. Left legs go to the left, right arms go to the left. And come back to centre. Great stretches for the hips. Bring your hands down by your side. And bring your legs next to your buttocks, knees to the air. Bring your hands out into a T shape and drop both knees towards the right, looking to the left, supine twist. Allow the hips to soften and gravity to let your legs drop further to the ground. Keep both shoulders on the ground. Inhale and look up, both knees come to centre. And exhale, drop them both to the left. Both knees go to the left. Hands are out in a T, looking towards the right, keeping both knees, both shoulders on the ground, shoulder blades on the ground. Inhale, tuck in your core and come back to center. On your next exhale, bring both knees into the chest, clasp your hands around your shins, squeeze your knees in tightly, and you might like to rock from side to side to give yourself a back massage, especially in the hip area, lower back area. Get your hands on your knees and just pedal your feet. Point them and flex them one at a time, like you're paddling in a boat. And then let your feet be still. Inhale and push your knees away from you. And exhale as you bring your knees towards your chest. Inhale, push them away, and exhale as you bring them to your chest. Inhale, pushing your knees away, and exhale as you bring them to your chest. Take any final movements you'd like here before you straighten both legs, ready for Shavasana, relaxation. Have your legs long on the mat. Feet dropping out to the side, hands by your side palms up. Allow your eyes to close. Just as we've been moving mindfully tonight, let's do a mindful body scan, imagining each part of the body relaxing in turn until the whole body is relaxed. Feet and ankles, relax. Calves and knees, relax. Thighs and hips, relax. Pelvis relaxes down. Abdomen relaxes. Hands and wrists relax. Forearms and elbows relax. Upper arms and shoulders relax down. Collarbone and throat relax. Chest relaxes. Your heart and lungs relax. Your jaw and tongue relax. Draw your lips back from your teeth and then set them in a gentle smile. Raise your eyebrows and stretch your scalp, and then relax them down, softening the skin around your eyes, around your mouth. And as the body relaxes, so the mind follows into stillness. If thoughts do arise, just let them pass, like clouds in the sky. And when you're ready, allow your fingers to be brushed by your thumbs as you start to awaken your body.
you might like to stretch your legs long. Stretch your arms long. And then bend your knees and roll over to one side. And take a moment here to appreciate your practice, to appreciate having time to be present in your body, to slow down. To notice your breathing. And then push up into a seat just as we started. And before we finish, let's just take a deep breath. Inhaling, expanding through the abdomen, the chest, across the shoulders, filling up with beautiful, clean energy. And then opening the mouth and exhaling. A nice long exhale. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We bow our thinking minds to our loving hearts in gratitude for practice today, in gratitude for everybody and everything that brought us to the mat, and in gratitude for nature itself. Namaste.